On Monday, a jury awarded a California couple $2 billion after they determined that the cancer they developed was because of their exposure to Monsanto's Roundup weed killer. Joining me to talk about this is attorney Kim Adams, who's a specialist in these types of catastrophic kind of cases. Kim, tell us a little bit about what happened out in California. This is the third time they've been hit. Millions, now it's billions and millions of dollars. Right. And shareholders have got to be saying, I want out of this stock. And you know what my advice is? Get out of the stock now. Right. How many cases are out there? What happened in California?
Right. So starting with California, you have a married couple exposed for about 30 years. Residential landscaping. That's what people don't realize. This isn't just big time farmers. This is in your backyard taking care of your landscaping. So both plaintiffs diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma within a matter of 4 years of each other. They, Monsanto tried to take a new take on this and blame everything else they were exposed to, blamed other illnesses in their past history, and the jury just didn't buy it. They didn't buy it at all.
Well, okay, here's what we know. We know that the industry, this is what's shown up in every trial, the industry went out and bought a bunch of scientific prostitutes. That's the way I describe them. Right. They're called, in this business, they're called biostitutes. They work in universities. They're making $150,000 a year. Monsanto comes in and pays them another $200,000. They phony up literature. What we've actually found is Monsanto writing the literature that Roundup is safe, and these biostitutes signing off on the literature and saying, there's no problem with any of this stuff. So that's the biggest thing this jury's reacting to. And that and the hit list that I want to talk about in a minute, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, the jury is absolutely, they're not stupid, they're getting it. They understand that Monsanto has spent more time and energy disproving science that's out there for our safety as they have trying to actually prove that this product is safe or make it safer, change the label. And so Monsanto is just hands down been corrupt with regard to exactly what you said, by either buying the scientists and buying the science or moving those scientists into their camp so that they can then support their litigation fund.
Okay, two other moving parts. Yeah. One is that we know about the hit list. That's just coming out. The hit list in Europe, where the company actually went out and targeted scientists and doctors that were trying to call alarm to how dangerous Roundup is, how it causes cancer, how it causes potential birth defects, how it causes variations of all kinds of illnesses. These doctors were saying, I want to tell the truth. The company then went and targeted them, made them lose their jobs at universities, went after their job if they were working for government, made their life miserable, actually had a hit list that Monsanto used to go after these people. Takes you to the EPA. How bad and dysfunctional, how stupid. I mean, there's no other way to put it. How stupid and corrupt has the EPA been here?
Well, I think the EPA has certainly not helped the situation at all. These scientists that the EPA puts up, they sort of have turned a blind eye, right? The EPA thought they had it right at first.
No, they didn't. I disagree with you. The way I see this case, I know the EPA. You've worked with me on cases. We've said this to ourselves thousands of times. EPA is corrupt.
It is corrupt.
And so what happened with the EPA here is they got bought off.
Exactly. That's
There's
what I
no
was
other way
going
to
to
put
say.
it. They were. What we saw was day one, somebody's working with the EPA. Day two, they're working with Monsanto. That's what I mean by bought off.
Exactly. No, I agree with you.
They moved from working for the agency to working with the industry, and they're making a lot more money. So the industry says while they're working there, hey, Joe, can you help us with this? The people that did this with the EPA need to be specifically targeted.
I agree with you.
And if they're no longer with the EPA, I'm even thinking about bringing them into the lawsuit that we have set to go in January in East St. Louis. I'm thinking about targeting the EPA folks that moved from the EPA into private industry, working with Monsanto after they helped promote Roundup and say it was safe.
And that's going to be the majority of them, right? The majority of them were bought off, as you said, and have moved now into Monsanto territory. They're now up the chain on Monsanto, and they just have it's almost as though they just don't care, obviously, about the illnesses that they're borning. I mean, this is cancer that we're talking about, and they have just completely
it's fatal
turned,
cancer.
Yeah, fatal cancer.
This is not something
you cannot cure it.
Yeah, there's no cure.
There's no cure for non-Hodgkin's
lymphoma.
You go into remission And then
Yeah.
you live with, for the rest of your life, the idea that you've got cancer.
This couple lived to it 7 years.
That's right.
They've been fighting this for 7 years.
One was,
and,
yeah.
And you know what? The company had that information that they knew would cause non-Hodgkin's lymphoma right in their file cabinets.
Right.
And they tried to cover it up and say, no, this isn't here.
Right.
And they tried to buy off politicians. They tried to buy off regulators. They tried to buy off the media.
Right.
How about the media's
Oh,
role?
yeah,
The media has been part of this cover-up
Yes.
because they wouldn't report on Roundup because they were getting too many advertising dollars.
Exactly, and the sheer arrogance of Monsanto and now Bayer into knowing that what they could have done to help protect us, right? Cover your hands, cover your feet. They're doing that in other countries, but the American people did not get the same level of respect that they were given to other people. It's the sheer arrogance.
Lobby
dollars.
dough.
Yes,
yeah,
lobby dough, right.
lobby dollars. Kim, thanks for joining. I want to continue talking about this because this is such a critical story.
It is.
Thank you for joining me, and thanks for the great work you do out
Thank
there.
you.
Okay.